Chapter 4 All Constituent Structures in Man. In the natural world, on the earth, man has the most sacred substances than any other species. Man's body contains all of the sacred substances in the cosmos, in which there are two miraculous cosmic functions, the descendant transmutation and the ascendant transmutation of the four sacred substances. Man is a small cosmos which contains the life and the life's powers of the substances animating in all of the three cosmic worlds. Man is a marvelous and miraculous creature. His body is very marvelous, his heart miraculous, and his mind has the capability to develop that miraculousness. Man gets whatever the cosmos gets. All energies that the cosmos contains are also held within man. Moreover, he gets the capability to transmute rapidly those energies from weak to stronger ones. That means he is able to transmute the energies within his body. On the earth, no other creature has as complex bodily structure as that of man, which has the most parts and organs than all others. In essence, man's body contains all powers that exist in the cosmos, such as refined power, superpower, mystic power, and cosmic energy. His blood contains refined power. His chi holds superpower. His human electric comprises of mystic power, and his light of mind possesses cosmic energy. Footnote: there are three kinds of mind: normal mind, supermind, and supermind. These minds command different powers in man's body and the different bodies formed by these powers. End of footnotes. In addition to the sacred substances that make up his material life, the characters of these sacred substances constitute his sentimental, moral, and intellectual life. The character's energy and the character of those sacred substances form his spiritual life. These three lives, the material life, sentimental, moral, intellectual life, and the spiritual life, animate in his three parts, namely the body, the heart, and the mind correspondingly. These three parts are also the three small cosmic worlds within man, which have the capabilities to connect and intercommunicate with the three worlds in the cosmos. Man's body possesses whatever the natural cosmic world does. Man's heart has whatever the supernatural world does, and man's mind, brain, contains whatever the supernatural world in the cosmos does. If a new phenomenon springs from the natural world, also at that same moment it appears in man's heart, and whatever supernatural images exist in man's mind, so do they in the supernatural world. The small cosmos holds within itself the sacred substances in marvelous and miraculous parts, which animate accurately in accordance with the cosmic causes, laws, and functions of descendant transmutation, ascendant transmutation, and evolution. It also has three corresponding cosmic, natural, supernatural, and supernatural movements, which contain the divine character, the divine cause, and the divine mechanism motioning with peace and joy in life, the joy of the character and the character's energy of the cosmos. Man's body contains four sacred substances, which transmute to become other powers and energy that are classified into 7 grades in the three cosmic worlds, and create many invisible and separate organs, such as Hon, the invisible power of liquid in man's liver, Thân, the invisible power of red blood, animating in man's heart via the invisible power of Qi, Tâm, the heart, Tánh, temperament, Trí, mind or supermind, Tuệ, supermind. Different parts combine into complex organs such as Tâm hồn, constituted by the heart and the mind, Linh hồn, the soul, composed of the superheart and the supermind. 2 other bodies are generated from his flesh body, all 3 of which, the flesh body, the electric body, and the light body, animate in the 3 cosmic worlds. It is marvelous that each body has all of the parts that correspond to the life of the world in which the body animates. Footnote: Each of these bodies differs in terms of structure. These bodies can be formed by man himself, by practicing, or by ways of living that lead to the changes of the substances. These 3 kinds of bodies are divided into 7 grades of evolution, 4 of which animate in the Earth's atmosphere, 2 others in the supernatural world, and concurrently in the natural world, and only 1 in the supernatural world, and concurrently in the 2 other worlds. End of footnote. From his 5 sense organs, man can create his 3 super senses and his sacred sense. Thanks to his 5 senses, man can know and remember in the first place, then can think, and afterwards understand. All of these make him intelligent, meaning enlightened, and he thus can comprehend the causes in phenomena and things. From his refined power, man can develop his superpower, mystic power, and cosmic energy in his bodies. From his flesh body comes his Tâm, or heart. In other words, from the sensations of his flesh body, his feelings, or emotions, or sentiments are created, such as joy, happiness, sadness, grief, anger, hatred, detestation, abhorrence, worry, fear, love, etc., preference and aversion. In their turn, feelings generate virtues or evilness. All that are contained in the heart are supernatural animations. Man begins to extend his life into the supernatural world through a new invisible organ, which is the heart, Tâm. The heart is a small supernatural world that contains supernatural and natural powers. These are superpower and mystic power that are formed by feelings and virtues or evilness. Footnote: Such virtues as one's determination, which is one's heart and mind directed to a purpose, an ideal, truth, or cause of Tao. In physical science, will is not an abstract power, but a real one composed of Qi, superpower, or electric, mystic power, or light, cosmic energy. One's will is an invisible power that gives oneself a faith and turns his refined power into other mightier ones. Therefore, his upper part of the body trunk is at ease. This explains why a man of strong will is unlikely to be driven to the wrong direction or into error and seduction, but instead he lives with moral and spiritual joys. End of footnote. And from the body and the heart comes the mind. The mind is an invisible organ that generates thoughts, some of which get supervisible images. Man's life now moves into the supernatural world, in which animates the cosmic energy, an endless energy. Therefore, the mind creates countless thoughts without losing its energy. The invisible mind is a cosmic energy. The mind generates supervisible thoughts, which are mystic power. Many kinds of powers have been created from man. In other words, from the refined power in man's body, the superpower, the mystic power, and the cosmic energy have been created. Therefore, it suffices to say that any power and energy that exists in the cosmos also exists in the small cosmos, and that it also transmutes in both ways. This means that man's life on the earth contributes to the overall energies and powers of the cosmos. Therefore, the life and the life's powers of man are absolutely precious. In the beginning, on the earth, vegetation started first. Then there were living beings, and man came last. This means that soil contains liquid and chi, grass. Trees consist of soil, liquid, chi, and electric. Living beings consist of soil, liquid, chi, electric, and light. This is the light around the earth, not cosmic light. Man was formed of soil, which contains liquid, chi, electric, light around the earth, and cosmic light. Soil constitutes his physical organs. Liquid is blood, chi, breath, electric, nervous system and brain, light, brain, mind, and cosmic light, all parts of the brain, the super mind. At the very beginning, there was no ghosts, phantoms, spirits, supermen, or saints on the earth yet. But since living beings knew how to transmute their inner powers, they have changed to extraordinary living beings. As for man, his powers and energies in his flesh body transmute after death or by practice for inner evolution into ghosts or supermen or earthly angels. Footnote: Ghosts, substances changed by transmutation of powers, with its form being changed from soil of flesh body into liquid body, chi body, or electric body. End of footnote. Originating from the powers of the heart and the energies of the mind, one's virtues and cosmic characters are the basic formation of Buddhas, saints, etc. Some powers of feelings transform into phantoms. The powers of evilness become demons, including two kinds, those with mystic power and others with cosmic energy. Ghosts, phantoms, demons, supermen, earthly angels, Buddhas, saints, etc. are not terrific living beings, nor established ranks. They are instead the results of the natural and evident transmutation of powers and energy in man's flesh body, heart, and mind, depending on his state of comprehension and understanding, through his way of living. Those powers and energies are automatically transmuted after the death of the flesh body, the disintegration of soil. From his own body, heart, and mind, man produces natural, supernatural, and supernatural powers and energies around the earth. Nevertheless, without understanding, a number of people are fearful of those powers. As such, out of fear, man worships what he already has within himself, without trying to understand his own constituent structures and ways to transmute his powers rapidly. Man really must know and clearly understand all of his invisible structures so that he can practice, improve, and evolve his inner powers. The life and life's powers of man are both marvelous and miraculous. They are marvelous when man feels so through his five sense organs. But miraculousness belongs to invisible existences, which are real but as if unreal, or not being actual, and for this reason man cannot perceive or examine through. All structures in man's body are very fine and complex. Their functions and transcendent qualities surpass all and any machines and engines that have been and will be created by man's intelligence, being modeled after creatures or structures in the cosmos and within himself. All things created by man cannot reach the level of perfection and miraculousness as that of man's parts and organs, such as the heart, the soul, the character, the mind, the supermind, and the supermind. These miraculous and invisible organs can perform miracles, which cannot be explained by known laws of the natural world. Sciences reach the level of marvelousness only. The marvelous nature of sciences is made by man's thinking, imagination, and creation, which come from thoughts that are more advanced than contemporary thinking. Though most people have not thought of yet, they will know and understand too. Nevertheless, miracles in the cosmos and within man are considered by man himself as wonders and mysteries in all times that man can never perform or be afraid or be able to explain. Both evolve man, senses improve man's sentimental, moral, and intellectual life, while miraculousness evolves his spiritual life. Marvels by senses reveal in the creation, but this creation always takes some time, long or short, to be realized. Miracles or sacred deeds also show the creation to man, but their realization is instant. In mankind's history, there have been people who lived in a very simple and spontaneous way and performed sacred deeds thanks to such miraculous and supernatural organs as the heart, the soul, the divine character, the supermind, and the supermind. All of these exist within man's body. These miraculous organs are supernatural and supernatural entities. The organs hold within themselves creative qualities and can perform miracles by mystic power and cosmic energy. Those people could command and use them. Thus, miracles or mystic deeds are no longer miraculous or mystical, because they follow the laws of the supernatural and supernatural worlds in man's life and life's powers. These are the supernatural and supernatural senses. On the earth, countless number of marvels and miracles have been generated from man's life and life's powers. Until now, man still cannot know and understand everything. All of these miracles and marvels are caused through descendant and ascendant transmutations in man's body. The two miraculous functions happen automatically in normal man's life without his intervention, but one that is aware of the cause and principle of the transmutations can expedite the ascendant transmutation within himself and thus become exceptional man, superman, saint, man of town. Obviously, this requires one to know more or less the physical composition of the sacred substance within himself, to know explicitly and precisely the essence, the character, and the character's energy of the substances. He also must understand the functions and qualities of human organs, which belong to the substances of blood, chi, electric, and light. Moreover, he has to value justly the distinctive quality of the three ways of life: the material life, the sentimental, moral, and intellectual life, and the spiritual life, and live his life naturally in those three ways. He also has to command with his supermind and his supermind the formation of all kinds of bodies: flesh body, chi body, electric body, and light body, to distinguish between the structure and activities of the body, the heart, the mind, the soul, the cosmic character, the supermind, and the supermind in man. All of these are animated by invisible powers and energy. These powers and energy of man and cosmos are invisible, but those physically created by man himself can be seen through measurement systems, for instance, in terms of speed or intensity. The invisible energies within a person cannot be detected by any measurement, instead can only be recognized by himself. And the energies of the sacred substances, the cosmic energy, can pass through man-created things of the same substance. By now, man has produced many kinds of powers from the three substances of liquid, qi, and electric, except for light, which cannot be created by mental efforts of a normal mind, although mankind has reached a high level of material civilization. Particularly in the domain of electric, the man-created electric belongs to material and is different from the cosmic electric or bioelectric, the cosmic electric within man. Tiny bits of atoms around the earth also belong to electric, but they originate from the material substances around the earth or from the soil. Microbes and viruses causing AIDS or acute contagious diseases such as flu also belong to electric that is produced by man on the earth. Charged particles within atoms of man-made atomic devices disintegrate, dissolve, and become such viruses and microbes. These electric microbes and viruses cannot be exterminated by medicines as extracted essential parts of herbs and minerals, because the latter belong to liquid and thus cannot exterminate the superior substances. In short, man must understand precisely all and anything that exists within himself, how his life and life's powers transmute, how new powers and energy are formed, and how they get to disperse, deconstruct, and gather, construct. It is hard to know visible things, which requires hard work in research and close examination, let alone to know invisible things, those that exist in life and life's powers. However, why have there been many supermen, saints, town men, all of those extraordinary living beings? They resemble experts in a super high technology, with their heart and mind belonging to the supernatural and supernatural worlds. They sufficiently know their super and visible organs, comprehend the established basis of the theories of supernatural and supernatural physics that regulate the sacred powers in the miraculous organs within man. Then they learn by themselves, command their organs and powers, and set up their own method, sect, or school of thoughts, such as curing patients from distance or diagnosing by super sense organs through the spread of bioelectric, using mystic power in sculpture, as in the case of Temple of Angkor, using mystic power in architecture and construction, as in the case of the Egyptian pyramids, or using powers in arts. Using superpower, mystic power, and cosmic energy to evolve mankind, their deeds conform to the cosmic movement and are called genuine virtues. If the deeds cause the degradation to mankind, those people will be punished by the cosmic movement, as was man with the great flood. Earlier, mankind had been very advanced. They were already able to use super and mystic powers, but their way of using these powers caused unjust harms to innocent people. Therefore, catastrophes happened, as the natural regularization of the cosmic movement, the cosmic fixing measure amidst the extreme increase of human cruelty, wickedness, and evilness. There are planets on which living beings enjoy high moral and spiritual life. Their science and technology are at a high level of advancement. They use pressed electric energies to propel their spaceship and vehicles, which can reach an extremely high speed. Firmly based on Tao and virtues, their civilizations are established and without any disaster or catastrophe. They consider love as life. They well surpass mankind on the earth, who are still submerging in confusing activities, still struggling for logical and justice amidst huge external and internal conflicts and injustice in a life that shifts towards material, and as a result, mankind's civilization keeps collapsing, breaks, or being destroyed in wars. The descendant transmutation of the four sacred substances and structure in man. Man is a small cosmos, therefore his structure is identical to that of the cosmos. However, man's four sacred substances are contained in the soil, a substance that has only the descendant transmutation without ascendant transmutation. In man's body, there are many other substances that are identical to those in the soil, such as stones, metals, etc. The soil contains the four sacred substances that animate in the three natural, supernatural, and supernatural worlds around the earth. In other words, four sacred substances around the earth follow their descendants' transmutation to constitute man, of whom the body, soil, holds within itself all four sacred substances. All substances in man's body result from the light, the life, which is the grey matter in the living embryo. From that, the cerebellum and the cerebrum are generated. The grey matter contains the light belonging to the supernatural worlds. The cerebellum is from electric and light relating to the supernatural world. The cerebrum contains liquid and qi, and electric and light, appertains to the natural world. From the cerebrum, the nervous system, skull, backbone, ribs, organs, and the five viscera are generated. All of these are created, one after another, from the original source of light. 1. Light. 2. Light and electric. 3. Light and electric and qi. 4. Light, electric, qi, and liquid. The four sacred substances descendantly transmute continually and evolve. The light generates the other substances and animates in those ones. The heaviest among the four substances is blood, or liquid. It includes liquid, qi, electric, and light. Or blood includes blood, qi, electric, and light. Any other part where qi exists holds within itself electric and light. And there are parts that contain the light only. Where are the four substances in man's body? Liquid, yang and yin, is the heaviest substance among these four. It spreads throughout the body and is composed of two kinds of blood, black fluid, yin liquid, and red blood, yang liquid, both of which circulate in man's arteries, veins, and cells. They both contain qi, electric, and light. Liquid is a sacred substance. Therefore, The black fluid and the red blood are sacred. The center where the descendant transmutation of the black fluid happens is the liver. It creates the sacredness of liquid in man's body before liquid is separated into yang liquid and yin liquid. In other words, the sacred power of liquid is formed in the liver, thanks to the types of power provided in foods and drinks that are taken in and brought to the liver. This synthesized power is called hon, which is contained in the black fluid in the physical heart. Footnote: Hon is a sacred power that belongs to liquid. It is not the soul. The soul is a supernatural power that is formed by other substances, namely qi, electric, and light, from one's heart and mind, invisible organs. All animals that have blood have hon, but have no soul. And a footnote. Black fluid is taken into the lungs, mixed with qi, and becomes red blood. Qi belongs to superpower. When combining with the power of yin liquid, it changes in nature into yang liquid, which is red blood. This new power is Thân, which is contained and animated in red blood and stays in the physical heart. Yang qi and yin qi in man's body and in the lungs are called via. This power constitutes one's qi body. A case where the presence of qi body is known of is in some surgeries, when one's qi body spreads out of the flesh body because of the effect of either in the surgery. While one's flesh body is unconscious and loses sensibility, the qi body rises up and thus can watch one's own flesh body, can see, hear, and understanding things thanks to one's super senses and super mind, which pertain to one's qi body. There are many cases in which one's qi body detaches from one's flesh body, such as in dreams, death, or meditation, in that rapture, or in ecstasy. Originating from liquid, hon and thân are the two new powers contained in the black fluid and red blood. They are the sacred and invisible powers that are created from the foodstuff that man takes in from the natural world. Black fluid and red blood circulates throughout the body in all parts and organs, including the 5 viscera. That means the sacred powers of yang liquid and yin liquid are everywhere, or hon and thân are present throughout the body. The center that keeps these two invisible powers is the heart. Thân and hon fluctuate in terms of intensity, strong or weak. Their intensity depends on one's nutrition, ways of breathing, practice of the functions of the heart and the mind, stimulant agents of drugs, and strong feelings. These sacred and invisible powers of yang liquid and yin liquid can be improved by selected foods and drinks that contain much qi and electric, but they may become weak by stimulants that are present in fermented good foods and drinks, those with leaven, yeasts, alcohol, intoxicating liquor, food with strong spices, strong seasoning, or an smell such as onion, garlic, leek, shallot. They can also get weak through fluctuations of one's feelings such as worry, fear, anger, intense hatred, rancor, resentment, etc.